Meh. It's like maybe one more and it'll drop then. There, that is it. Oh my goodness. With the first main story DLC of Borderlands 4, we got quite the amount of new legendary loot, but of course we also got a little bit of some more extra pearlescents being added into the game. And in this video, we're going to be going over one of them. This pearlescent is the Crazed Earl. Who would have thought? Now, spoiler for anyone who hasn't played fully through the DLC yet, but Crazy Earl in this DLC is actually a disgustingly morph transformed boss, and because of that we can farm him, and he does have his own pearlescent, which I think is actually pretty darn cool. Now the pearlescent itself has a perk in which I am struggling just a little bit to get the true maximum value out of it. I'm not fully have been able to extract its maximum value, but because the base of this shotgun is so strong and it being a ripper shotty, meaning it's going to be able to fire fully automatic and have a nice rate of fire, essentially treating this shotgun like an assault rifle. And the fact that we did get a Jacob's license accessory on this pearlescent as well means that at base it's just going to be a very nutty weapon. It does specifically mention meleeing enemies, not saying melee damage, but I wonder if your 9 totem is able to actually proc this, because I do have a clip in which we were fighting Radix, and like halfway through his health bar he just instantly fell over. I don't quite know how to describe it. I'm just gonna kind of roll the clip, but you see what I mean when I'm saying it's a little bit disgusting if it works like that. Not saying for a fact that it does, just throwing that out there. Of course, it being a pearlescent means it does have a rare drop rate, but a UVHM6 after a few hours should be able to scoop yourself up one of these. I farmed for about 3 hours before getting this bad boy to drop, and honestly, even at UVHM6, that feels pretty darn good. And I had 2 phosphanes drop while I was doing it. So like low-key, loot feels up right now, and we like that. Something else that I want to mention is that the cryo override I feel like is pretty good, because cryo damage itself is a pretty strong element. So anytime you come up against any armored enemies, this weapon's going to just do cryo damage as well, rather instead, to help chew through those armor health bars, which we'll happily take. Now, before we head over to the live action portion of the showcase, I do just want to shout out our channel members going that extra mile to support the channel each and every month. Big thank you to Pikachu, KJ, Perplexity, and the homie General. Much love you guys. And now let's go ahead and head on over to the live action portion of the showcase for our first ever pearlescent weapon that we're showcasing on the channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves the Crazed Earl Pearl. It's an pearlescent, if you will. This is our first pearlescent showcase here on the channel, and this being a ripper shotgun definitely has some potential with a really good foundation. Especially it being a pearlescent, you definitely want this bad boy to be looking good right now. I will say cryo override converts damage to cryo damage depending on enemy's health type. Basically, if you face an armored enemy, it's going to convert damage into cryo, which is really good. It's like a, you know, a smart gun, if you will, right? Which is kind of pretty cool. Yeah. It's getting a little late for your boy here, but we keep pushing. Now, BOGO, buy one, get one, seems to be a bit of a niche-esque perk. Like, it doesn't really jump out at the screen. Fire shards that stick into enemies. Meleeing enemies with shards will explode the shards and send them toward other enemy. Now, something that we do have, Jacob's license accessory. You already know critical hits will ricochet projectiles to nearby enemies. One thing that you will note is that for a shotgun, you know, it's actually got a pretty nice little rate of fire there. Okay, like it's actually not too shabby, and especially on cash, we're gonna juice it up. Now we do have 3 out of 3 in Deadeye because we have ourselves the heater. Okay, we are deep in there. This is the same build that we used for the Cyclone showcase that we did earlier today, as it works pretty well with a weapon like this, because this weapon is going to fire very fast. Let me just show you real quick. And you're going to be reloading. Now, it is pretty nice and snappy, but But with this setup, I don't even need to use the crit knives. This allows us to basically fire from our reserves, allowing for some pretty good sustained damage for any like not super tanky boss. And especially if it's an armored enemy, it's going to switch into cryo, which is pretty cool. And then we'll just thunk. Oh, hold on, let's pop this. Yeah. Pop, and mink. It's kind of hard to catch the numbers on screen, but it can be pretty interesting. Now, I don't know for a fact, but I think that Mighty 9 might be able to proc the BOGO perk on the Crazed Earl. Don't know that for a fact, but it seems like it might be able to, because I had an instance where I was fighting Radix and we're out of ammo. And what had happened is that he was about at half health and then he just fell over. So the only thing that I could think of that would allow for that to happen would be for Mighty 9 actually proccing some of the BOGO stickies, melee shards, whatever it may be, and just sending them all to, all the way in. So with that being said, fellas, let's take a little bit of a look at the actual setup. Rocket through. This is a similar build once again. They're just running a little bit of green tree. Mainly you just want to get into a cursed bones, as this is going to allow you to jinx enemies and give you some lifesteal on those enemies if you're not running something like a kill spring. But very useful. You also get Red Moon Rising and O Fortuna, and then you're also able to snag these 3 augments, Mighty 9 for sure, and then Red Tree's pretty simple because we're running Lawless, the War Wagon, and Nothing Beats Lead. We run War Wagon with Nothing Beats Lead so that we are able to fire our shotgun infinitely, and this works for any of these shotguns, right? It doesn't matter what weapon we use, it's going to allow us to fire them infinitely, which is a very interesting setup, especially if you want to do a cowboy setup. I know I'm digressing, but for the sake of like the build like this, like, dude, this is so cool. Being able to fire a Hellwalker like this because it's doing kinetic damage, it's going to reload into it, which is very cool. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the Hellwalker. give it a couple days. We'll give it a level 60 Hellwalker showcase for you guys. Let's go ahead and mosey on over to some actual mobbing. Now we're gonna start things over here, and I call this like the little mini slaughter shaft, which is pretty cool. It's basically like a drill site over in the new DLC area, and I'm telling you, this weapon will do some pretty nasty things. One thing though that it will struggle with is that, dude, it's an ammo chewer. If you're not on like a character that can regen its ammo, you're definitely going to struggle a little bit. Like Cash is able to get away with it solely for the fact that he is able to just pull straight from his reserves with his middle red tree, so he can kind of get around the not genning ammo. But obviously eventually at some point you're not gonna have any more ammo to pull from now, are you? So just keep that in mind. I feel like this gun probably pretty good on someone like Rafa. Obviously hard low as well. Hard low is just busted. But this setup is a very interesting for the fact that we are able to, if it works like I think it does, proc the actual perk without having to do it ourselves. Granted, we might have to get a little RNG for that to go our way, but you still get my point. Also, since we're critting all over the place and we have the Jacob's accessory, dude, it just shits on everything. That's what you expect. Also, I'm low-key trying to get a Jacob's Sunspot, or Jacob's Ripper Sunspot, so that's why we're over here. Maybe we get it on camera in the drop. Of course, guys, this Pearlescent is dropped from Crazed Earl. Who would have thunk it? But it's honestly pretty cool how that boss fight does drop Pearlescent. There's 3 new pearls, okay? I farmed for this one for about 3 hours, give or take, on stream earlier tonight. Twitch.tv/KReef if you ever want to check it out. And I found that, what's going on here? Ming? Ming? That this weapon definitely gives like Convergent vibes in a way, with just how how it shoots and how it behaves. By the way, it feels so darn nasty. We're gonna definitely give it a boss run and stuff like that. But Bloomreaper Run might be on the table here. Not my favorite boss fight, but it's chill. We sometimes hardest tankiest boss in the game. new pearlescent, new gear, new legendary, new, you know, supposed to be meta shifting, sandbox shifting stuff. Kind of got to take it against some of the hardest content in the game now. And I granted, like, we're not doing this isn't difficult. We're just chilling. We got a little baby slaughter shaft here, and I like so not used to reloading on this setup, so like it caught me off guard. I do actually want to try and get like an example of the actual pearlescent perk putting some work, because like right now, like this is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but like this is just a Ripper Jacobs shoddy at this doing this. So we're not really using too much of the actual pearlescent effect perk itself. Although cryo override is really useful whenever we come across any armor enemy. It's just, hey, cryo damage. It's gonna. It is a shotgun that you're shooting like an AR. There are shotguns in the game like this. It's chill. It's chill. I love shotguns like this. So I'm a big fan of that Golden God now. So you already know. But this thing does more damage than the Golden God does. This is true. This is true. I think if we... Depends on how we do the crystals. I might use the SMG for the crystals and then just use this for the actual boss's health bar. We'll see though, we'll see, because obviously this thing's ammo is its weakest point, and I have almost max SDUs in our shotgun ammo, so like it's not like I'm not expecting to. Did homie not drop? Oh, he did. Okay, sunspot for the boys. It is a sunspot. It's a torch sticky sunspot. Oh yes, Chad, we've decided to hop on over to one of our good old vaults because. They just all got deleted. You know, UVHM6, by the way. This is a shotgun. It does not behave like a shotty whatsoever. It fully behaves like a freaking assault rifle, and that's kind of one thing I really like about it. Ripper shotguns are low-key just really disgusting, especially if you're able to fire them for long stretches of time. It makes them very, very good, just because they're fully automatic. They feel really good. They feel nice. Golden God's a prime example. And then now you have this thing in the mix. Granted, this is a pearlescent, so you would expect this thing to be really good. We haven't really, once again, we haven't took much use of its actual perk yet, which is what we plan to do against this boss. And then obviously we are going to do a run through Bloomreaper. All the ads in there will be nice cannon fodder for the shotgun. I actually probably whiffed by not picking up those ammo crates. It's fine. Yeah, one thing, like I said, this thing definitely struggles when it comes to ammo. So when we go do our Bloomreaper run, you'll see I'm going to use the Cyclone for the actual crystals, and then I'm going to use the shotgun itself for the boss's health bar. Methinks. Now, I'm not going to guarantee a platinum run or anything, but just for like a good gauge, we'll obviously do a run through Bloomreaper. It just feels like, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? We did a little bit of running the little mini slaughter shaft, the Ripper drill site for equivalent for the DLC, which is cool. Especially after spending low key. I'll be honest. I feel like the drops for UVHM6, I think somewhere in there they got increased. I've like heard about it. It's crazy that I haven't like fully gone through all the patch notes yet for the DLC that we got. It might be, but I'm pretty, dude, like UVHM6, like the drops feel so much better, dude. Only 3.5 hours and I got a pearl. On the same token, I got two, I'll show you guys real quick. I got two shiny scoot and shoots. Look at these. Look, I know you can't tell. I think I can pull a clip from the VOD, but yeah, I had two of these on the ground at the same time. It was actually pretty freaking funny. Next legendary showcase of the new gear, guys. Scoot and shoot. I think that gun might have some potential. Have I shot it once though? No. So we'll save that topic for a different day, because we're rocking with our shotgun. This thing is so awesome. Not having to reload it, and everything kind of just falls over. Especially like if we could have if you can have infinite ammo regen going with this weapon, like you're gonna just absolutely nuke everything. Like I feel like Rafa would do wonders with this weapon. But for the sake of, you know, new DLC, I'm going to be doing a lot of our showcases on Cash. Cash is also just really freaking disgusting and really good. So I really like playing him. I can't lie. Like I really do enjoy this Vault Hunter. He just feels so complete. So, like I've said this before in multiple videos since the DLCs come out, but like this Vault Hunter, you can tell they put so much time, care, and effort into this character. Like you can just feel it. It's so good. It's so good. He's so good. There's so many ways you can run him too. Because like a part of me wants to, an elemental eater, fire. That's not ideal. He's eating a lot of health. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I just had a proc windfall, dude. Got a proc windfall. Windfall is very crucial in this time, in this economy. You know what I'm saying, my boy? Ooh. Ooh. Yep. Nope. Nope. This weapon, it's so good. Ripper shotguns, man. I know I've said it, dude. I'll be honest. When this game first came out, I slept on the Ripper weapons in general. I didn't think it was like, because my initial thought was, okay, I have to hold them to, I have to charge them to then fire them fully automatically. But I was like, weapons that I was using at the time, they were already fully automatic. Like I was using Vladoff weapons mainly, like the Bori SMGs and the Fluties, right? Because Roth was my first character that I started with, so I was like, I don't really see a big actual use for these. So yeah. Oh, let me. Yeah. Okay. HQ, because I'm going to put a fuck ton of them on. Holy crap. Hey, where'd your health bar go, bro? And then melee. Oh, what? I did nothing. Alright, I'm just gonna use it. Holy crap, what? Okay, I'm gonna run that back. It's mainly just due to the fact that, like, I want to get an example of our perk being effective, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna rip all of these guys. Oh, I forgot to buy ammo. Hold up. Yeah, don't forget to do that, guys. Make sure you buy your ammo. You kind of need your ammo in these parts. Oops. Oops. Hey, man. No, we can't all bat 1,000. This guy is quite silly sometimes. Where's the... Oh, I need my my totem chunks. Oh, windfall, nice. Because, yeah, when you go into windfall, it just feels so much better. Obviously, I feel like I'm... Ooh, shit. That's what I like right there. And then... You know, even though we didn't get to use the actual perk, feels good. Oh. All right, let's go to Bloomreaper. I'm telling you right now, bro. But when we get into the actual Bloomreaper arena itself, I'm gonna nuke him, bro. I'm gonna like, put a bunch of pellets on top of his face. I'm gonna melee right on his leg, bro, and they're just gonna erupt for a crap ton of damage. And we're all gonna profit, live life, and enjoy everything because sometimes, bro, I just be talking out the head, but bro, you don't know, you vibing it out, bro. I'll be honest, bro. The shotgun, I don't want to say it's slightly underwhelming because what it's doing is very impressive, but it's a Pearl. And since we're not really getting the craziest amount of value out of the perk yet, like it feels like something just feels slightly like off. Maybe that's Mink. See, like I'm trying to use it, but like I'd rather just shoot it and not even melee. Especially especially when you're mobbing, bro. Like most of these guys are like, they can't do anything. There's nothing they can do. Badasses, vile enemies, ordinary enemies, it does not matter. They're just going to simply fall over. We are simply way too strong. And that's cool. Because I like being overpowered in Borderlands. That's kind of like what's really fun about it. You start off really weak with nothing, no skill points, white gear across the board. And then as you level up and get better gear and actually get a decent build going together, you get much stronger than the enemies, and you kind of just, you sit them down, you show them who's boss, and it's a nice feeling. Question, does my throwing knife proc the explosions? It doesn't look like it. It does not look like it. Oh crud, I'm out of ammo. Alright, Cyclone cameo. Oh, Cyclone cameo for the boys. Yeah, we showcased this gun earlier today, chat. If you want to check out the video, it'll be linked at the end of this one. This SMG is really, really good. It's a new one, obviously. It drops from Sentient Steel over an easy doll bunker boss in the Whispering Glacier, the DLC, which is pretty cool. Low-key. Is that back-to-back? Dude, Elemental Eaters. I know they like their modifiers, but I'll be honest, bro. Some of the modifiers, kind of silly. Elements, dude, the way Elements Eater works, bro, you could be doing quadrillion levels of fire damage, but if they're a fire elemental eater, it doesn't matter, bro. They are just going to use all of that damage and heal. A little bit silly, I will say. It's like, oh yeah, strongest Vault Hunter to ever live, Borsplosion Zane, versus the elemental eater, so he just eats all of the damage. He just eats all of it. A little bit silly, but you know, Borderlands is silly at heart. All right, now we have Bloomreaper, so we're gonna just one take wonder this bad boy. We're gonna just rip it and stick it, see how our attempt goes. We're not going for a platinum run here. This is just to give a bit of a demonstration on how the shotgun does against the tankiest boss in the game. And like I said, I am going to use the Cyclone to actually get rid of the crystals. If I would go into Windfall, that is. I kind of need to go into Windfall. Windfall? There we go. And once you go into Windfall, it's much easier to break the crystals with the Cyclone. Because I have a Jacob's accessory on mine, which is very, very nice for these types of situations. And let me hit that. Let me hit that. There we go. Now he'll actually start to jump out. Okay, so now we actually can use our shotgun here. And I'm going to heal, because I want to heal. Now, bear in mind, because this is Bloomreaper, we gotta wait 7 minutes for him to actually be damageable. Say what you want, but not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. There you go. Where are you gonna jump, though, is my question, OG. Here? Okay, but I'm gonna shoot you in your eyeball. Then I'm gonna melee you. Oh, see, like, the explosions there, that time felt pretty good. They're like, yeah, my ammo's gonna run out before I do anything. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm using it the most optimally, but, like, it's runnable. It's runnable. It's runnable. I bet you could eat, yeah, you could definitely eke out a plat run of this, for sure, for sure. The only problem is I'm kind of low on ammo. So, Cyclone cameo, boys. For all my boys back home, this is a Cyclone. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello. I'm just kind of, I'm rocking it. Oh, wait, I don't have any ammo. Do I have ammo now? No, no ammo. Alright, well, honestly, low-key, not terrible. Relatively impressive for what I was actually expecting out of this weapon against this boss in this situation. So, I'll take it. Yeah, boss. I'll take it all day. I'll take that. That was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty nice. Granted, it wasn't a platinum run, but now, once again, if you do want to farm this weapon, it's, of course, going to be dropped from Crazed Earl, who was a boss in the DLC's campaign. So if you want to farm it, you should already have, if you want to farm it and you've run through the DLC, you should already have his location up and ready, like the Moxie Encore machine. He will obviously be right over here near this fast travel point. I got mine in about 3 hours, and I was running it relatively quick, and honestly, I'll take that any day of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Do consider subscribing and or checking out the Twitch channel, where I stream my entire time farming for this weapon and getting it on camera. Y'all have a great day, be safe, and I'll see your beautiful faces in that next one. Adios.